Recording in progress.
Yo, what up, folks? I'm your boy Trey, Fraser. I got my brother Maestro Styles here with me today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Welcome, folks. It's another episode of the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Shout out to everybody that's watching us on YouTube Live, Facebook, and Twitter Live right now. Make sure y'all continue to follow us on those platforms. Also, don't forget we're on Instagram as well. Follow us at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Hashtag Free Brittany Griner. Hashtag Lock Brett Favre Up. Hashtag Sell the Team Snyder. We all about that right here.
And Salva.
Hashtag Sell the Team Salva. Forgot about that one. But what's good, homie, man? How you feeling?
Hey, man, you know what? I'm on the same thing. Brett Favre's ass is still out here free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got to remind folks every time, man, because a lot of stuff out there to kind of distract you from, what's really real out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For some reason, they think things like Giselle and Brady filing for divorce or those types of, or Nia and Ime, or like I even seen Tia Mowry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's their business. We care about the fact that y'all stealing millions of dollars from the people who need the money.
Yeah.
To build volleyball.
Yeah. Exactly. And my response to all those stories from today, just prayers for the families. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, nothing else need to be said.
Well, look, I agree. I want to be messy, but I won't. I'll be respectful. I agree with you.
Prayers for the families affected.
Yeah.
That's it. Lock Brett Favre up.
Definitely lock Brett Favre.
Lock him up, man. He's still out here moving. So before we before we get into it, one of our faithful listeners, one of our A1 Day ones, he goes by the name of RC. Sometimes you see him in the chat. Sometimes you'll see him on other platforms in the chat. Big boxing fan, knows his stuff and all that. I just want to send a special shout out to him, and we praying for you. He's got a heart operation that he's going. Yeah. I'm on my group text stuff, and I get a lot of these texts and stuff, and shout out to Vince Wright because I know he's close to RC. Confirmed that RC is having this heart operation. Matter of fact, I think he had it today. So
get well.
Just prayers that it's successful and rest up. you know what I mean?
Sure, for sure.
With the heart, that stuff is
prayers.
No joke.
Yeah, for sure. Prayers.
Prayers to him. I guess we could talk about Tua and the back-to-back concussions and all the talk surrounding that. So the Thursday night game, it was Cincinnati and Miami. This was Miami's third game. This was after the Sunday game against Buffalo. They played the game 4 days later. Going back to the Buffalo game, he fell back, hit his head. They tried to claim it was a back injury. He went back in the game, completed the game, beat Buffalo in that game. Got tested. Doctors, neurologists claimed that he was good to go for Thursday night. They show up in Cincinnati. They play the game. First quarter, I think it was, or early in the second, he hits his head again. And I wish they would stop showing the replay of that. Amazon Prime is going to learn because this is sort of their first go around with covering the NFL and stuff, but you can't keep showing stuff like that. That looks gruesome. Got carted off, and there's just been this whole thing about should he have been even playing in this game in the first place, 4 days after playing in the game where he got his first concussion at. to fast forward, they did fire the doctor or the neurologist that gave him the go to do that. But I get the sense that I think more people are culpable in this just beyond the person that kind of gave him the go. And I got to throw some shade towards the coach. And I know he's a rookie coach and he's done a great job, but Mike McDaniel, I think there was some enabling in this. You know what I mean? Like, and even I said it, and I kind of gotta, put myself to the forefront here too, because we kind of said, hey, or I should say, I kind of said, well, it's a big game. It's your division rival. This is one of the best teams in the conference that you're going up against in your own building. You want to be on the field for this moment. And I just thought Tua wanted to continue to play this football game because it was an important game. And so so that's kind of where I'm at with it. I just think there's more people culpable than just the doctor that got fired. I think teammates that saw him, wobbly in that first game, and I'm not sure if they said anything or not. I don't, but I think when the kid goes back in, like you got to sense something wasn't right. Where when guys' knees buckle, like I don't think your back has anything to do with your knees buckling. I don't think anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say what I'll say, man, is I'm of the opinion that I heard that I agree with the most about the situation is that everybody's a little bit culpable for this situation. Tua, his teammates, the organization, the coaches, the fans, and even in some respect. Look, I don't think I'm overstepping to say that with all the acquisitions that Miami made in the off season, that this season is kind of a prove it season. Like they're trying to get up in the ranks. And Buffalo is up in the ranks. Buffalo is the team that a lot of people think is going to win the Super Bowl or make it to the Super Bowl this year. So with that being said, to play them this early, to play them, period. Not only, forget the fact that they're going to play them later on this year, but to play them right now, I could see why, not only Tua, but I could see why fans would want him to get back in. Like, let's say he didn't go back in.
Yeah,
I could see fans, maybe, some fans, maybe not a broad group of fans, but I could see a small group of fans saying, "Oh man, if they lose that game, Tua maybe." I wonder,
especially if they lose that game.
Especially if they thought it was a back situation. If they thought it was a back situation, like they reported, and even though, and let's be clear, they definitely knew it was a concussion and lied and said it was a back.
Yeah.
I'm of that opinion. So but they put out that it was a back. So if they lose that game, I could definitely see a fan base and media people saying, "Damn, Tua, most they take the shot, or whatever happens that
put some tussing on
it, and get back in that game." So with that being said, I think everybody can share the blame and whatever. First of all, I hope that he's okay. I know he's not playing this Sunday.
He's out. Yep.
Yeah, I know he's not playing this Sunday, which he shouldn't, by the way.
Yep.
I just feel like everybody's culpable. I will say this though. Miami Dolphins organization is starting to build up a little recent history of not so great behavior.
Yeah.
The whole tampering thing, the whole Brian Flores thing, the whole they're starting to build up a little resume of unfavorable behavior as an organization. And this is just another notch on the belt. You're not going to tell me that doctor didn't see a concussion or that
Yeah.
he saw that he was okay, and then that happened. I mean, obviously it could all be a great coincidence, but I'm not a very big believer in coincidence. You saw what he looked like against Buffalo, and then saw what happened
Yep.
in Thursday against Cincinnati. And I haven't seen the hit. And once I saw it on Twitter that everybody was talking about it, I made it my bit. Y'all made it seem like it was so gruesome, so I didn't
Yeah.
attempt to watch it. I
Nah.
didn't go looking for it.
Don't.
Yeah.
I learned a lot. I tell you what, after watching him take the hit and the condition that he was in, I'm starting to learn a lot more about how, like, the body works. You know what I'm saying? Like, in regard to, like, how your nerves in your body is, like, so vital. And just pretty much, like, the whole, like, body period. Like, I learned so much about how that kind of thing happens. And, I kind of agree with you that everybody is, culpable, in regard to how they handled this situation. Would it surprise you if, let's say, he came out the game? I'm talking about the Buffalo game. He comes out the game, the doctor tests him, and the doctor says, yo, I don't think it's a good idea. But then somebody on that Dolphin staff or somebody in that front office or ownership group kind of nudges the neurologist and says, hey, look, we got a little bit something here for you. Why don't you go ahead and, clarify that thing is okay.
Oh, you mean money?
Money, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and, we're going to hook you up. But so go ahead and, clarify that he good to go back in the game.
No, that doesn't surprise me at all if that were the case. I mean, to be quite honestly, I feel like most teams have those types of fall people on their staff to take that fall when that happens to, kind of take the fall to serve the greater purpose.
Yeah.
We just talked about that with, was it
John
Snyder?
Gruden?
Was it Snyder who did the when Snyder hired the female investigator? Who were we just talking about over the summer? They hired a female. Oh, the Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
When they hired the female.
The league. Yes.
Yeah, when Roger Goodell. We just talked about how we felt like that woman was the fall person. Like that's what I feel like these situations happen in the NFL all the time, and
Yep.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because let's be very clear. This could have been bad for Tua, and y'all put all these weapons around for Tua to be a franchise quarterback.
Yep.
And y'all about to lose. Y'all about to lose him in week. Y'all could have lost him last week. Y'all could have lost this dude.
Could have lost him. Like he could have died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Somebody tried to describe the hit to me because I was I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
And I heard somebody liken it to boxing. Like I've seen somebody get knocked out, and once they hit the ground, they clinch up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of like a nerve thing.
Yeah.
And somebody tried to compare it and liken that hit, even though the hit was a clean hit. They likened that hit to somebody getting knocked out in a boxing match. So I don't know how accurately that is in comparison. But I mean, I know that if you're describing to me, I know I've seen plenty of boxing matches where somebody get knocked out and that them hands go up. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen that happen a few times.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it was that crazy that Tua's hands, that kind of nerve trigger set.
Yeah.
Jeez,
yeah.
Especially coming off of the fact that he was stumbling, a few days before.
Yeah.
So I mean that's crazy. It's crazy. They need to do something different. Miami, obviously, I don't know, man. I can't even say that because at the end of the day, I feel like Tua wanted to play. I also feel like that neurologist put up the fault, put up the whatever falsified information he could have put up to clear it.
Yep.
Or clear, I feel like it was all in the love or in the plan of Tua need to play because Tua is our best shot at winning at quarterback.
We gotta beat Buffalo.
And then more importantly, in that moment, and then in the second moment, I'm good to play against Cincinnati when you know and you don't feel that way. You got bandages on your back and giving us the perception that it's a back injury when you know it's a concussion.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, if he'd have sat out against Cincinnati, you preserve him for the Jets this coming weekend, knowing that you at least going to have him the rest of the year. Now, I just have a hard time believing that he's even going to see the field at all the rest of this year.
Because from what people,
yeah, because I think from what people have been saying, and you know, doctors have been talking about this, but a third concussion would have killed him, right? Like, he had the one against Buffalo, and then 4 days later he gets it again. So you're talking about 2 concussions in 4 days, and they said, look, a third one, that's it. And you know, that's all she wrote. So I'm just wondering, do they just shut it down, or do they just wait until late November, early December when they're in a playoff push, you know, for a wild card spot or something like that?
Interesting.
You know what I mean?
Interesting. I didn't realize it. I didn't know about the whole third concussion. You know, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
So is this a lawsuit for Tua?
Yeah.
I've heard that. I've heard that conversation that Tua should
absolutely
sue them for malpractice.
Absolutely. I think he should get the lawyers up and say, hey, guys, y'all just put my life at a disadvantage here. But I guess the flip side of it would be if
maybe
he
wanted to
defended
play.
That there's going to say, wait, this dude wanted to play. You know, which all players, and Rodney Harrison said it best the other night, all players want to play, whether they get a hangnail or whether their, you know, foot is limping off. You know what I mean? They all want to play, and sometimes you got to save players from themselves.
Right. But can you hold players responsible for their decisions? Let's say he takes this to court. Could the defense be, well, you signed off on this, you wanted to play?
I think they could. I think they could, because they could say, hey, he had a sound mind to do so. Right.
Because as far as they know, he was cleared to play.
Yeah.
So
right. Exactly. So, yeah, you could sue you could go directly at the team. You can go directly at the doctor. I mean, there's a couple different ways that he can, you know, take this. Do I think he's going to eventually? I don't know. Cause
I was going to ask, man, because the way I see it, if you're Tua and you go that route, there's no way do you play football again?
Do you play football? Exactly. It's football. like the whole Brian Flores thing. Yeah. You go after these guys in the NFL. You go after these owners, these GMs. You're not guaranteed a head coaching spot, let alone.
Well, more than not necessarily that route, but I mean, you had 2 concussions, allegedly, because we don't know for a fact, I guess, but he had 2 concussions.
It was confirmed. It was confirmed that he had a concussion.
Okay. Yeah. He had a concussion on Sunday. That Sunday he had.
That Sunday. Yep.
Okay. So he had 2 concussions in 4 days, and the third one could have been fatal. Why even play football again? I
agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree with that.
Why even play football again? Like that, from the life perspective, not even, you know, you going after the NFL, whatever.
Right.
I think you bring up an interesting point, man. Look, I'm sure everybody loves to get paid millions of dollars for playing a game. I get it. But
I have a hard time seeing them again this year. And I wish him all the best, man. If he decides he wants to come back and play next year, if it is that way where he doesn't play again this year, then cool. But I just have a hard time seeing him the rest of the year.
Interesting.
I just have a hard time seeing it, bro.
Yeah.
Which now, because everybody, you know, Miami had a great 3 weeks of football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 3-0. You beat the team that everybody's pegging to go to the Super Bowl. You come
Beat 'em
back
never.
on the Ravens, 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, like, and then you beat Belichick, right? Like that's an impressive 3-0 if you're
Yeah.
Miami. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you know, how does this season shake out now? Because now we got Teddy B Rocksteady, at quarterback now. And I like Teddy Bridgewater. He's not a guy that's gonna necessarily win the game for you, but he's also not gonna be the guy that's gonna take a lot of risk and take a lot of chances. Meaning, he's not gonna lose the game for you.
Meaning the Dolphins are not making the playoffs with Teddy Bridgewater.
Well,
Sorry.
And if we're talking, just from a competitive, standpoint, from a fan perspective, because my team lost to them, I'm kind of less concerned about losing a tiebreaker situation down the road because Miami could possibly tail off
Right.
at the
right.
toward the end of the year. But they still got Jalen Waddle. They still have Tyreek Hill. The defense, I think, is still good. We just gonna have to. For me, it's just a wait and see. It's a wait and see.
Yeah, and respectfully, I guess that's the respectful way to say it. But if Tua doesn't play for the rest of this year, their playoff hopes are gone. That's just the way I
calling
see
it. You calling it.
I'm calling it right now. I'm
Okay.
calling it right now. And if I'm wrong, I'll fry the crow up and eat it. But
Okay.
nah, they done. They
Okay.
done.
Okay.
They done.
Okay. I'm just not sure, but I think I'm less concerned about losing a tiebreaker to them than I was before he got hurt. But yeah, it's a wait and see, man. They still got talent on that team.
Yeah, but the problem is that it's not like the running game is okay, but it's not like they wowing. Teddy Bridgewater is gonna have to get the ball stretched. He's gonna have to stretch it because we're gonna see the slant. Any decent defense is gonna see the slants. In the short pass where they're trying to get Waddle and Tyreek Hill to get yak.
Yep.
They're gonna see that coming a mile away. They're gonna see that coming a mile away.
And I hear you.
Yeah,
but
they
can
see that coming a mile away.
But they can also fool some defenses with that. They can also say, hey, we know you're gonna play us close. We know you're gonna play that intermediate game on defense. Teddy might could hit him a couple times over the top. You never know.
Yeah,
You never know.
But I don't. Again, I don't. I just don't believe Teddy Bridgewater to be that quarterback.
I mean, the schedule is not that hard for them. I mean, they still got to play Buffalo again. They got to play the rest of the North. I get that. I think they still got Cleveland on the schedule. I think they still got Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They're playing the NFC North, I think. So, I mean, you could beat the Bears. If you're Miami, I think you could beat the Bears with how they look now.
Sure.
Detroit is a toss-up because they're putting points on the board, but they can't stop anybody. I don't think you're beating Green Bay, and Minnesota
Probably
just
not
kinda,
beating Minnesota either. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even Minnesota can be up and down, but I think the way things look right now with Minnesota, I don't know that if you're Miami, you're going to beat that team. So, yeah, it looks like it's a team that's going to stay steady, but as late November, December comes, they might just drift off.
Yeah. Again, and I'm only talking about if Tua isn't playing.
Yeah.
If Tua doesn't play for the rest of the year, and I guess that's the new speculation, is he going to play the year? Yeah, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot because this was all put together for him.
For him, that's right.
Yeah, that's a lot to lose.
That's right.
That's a lot to lose.
How much different of a quarterback is Tua from Teddy? Because I think the difference for me is, and they kind of criticize Tua about not going deep a lot, but I think people sleep on Tua when it comes to that. I think he can throw it. I think he can throw it deep.
I don't think he does it. I don't. He doesn't do it with the best in the league. But
Yeah.
he's capable of it. He's accurate in the intermediate game. Is what I keep hearing. He's willing to run it if it comes down to it.
I think that's a big difference too.
Yeah, and it's not to say Teddy Bridgewater isn't, but it don't look the same.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater's deep balls don't look the same. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know that his accuracy looks the same as people describe Tua's to look.
Yeah.
So no, it's a downgrade. It's definitely a downgrade if Teddy Bridgewater.
That I agree with. Yeah.
No, and I don't think it's. I know you like to do by this much. You like to play the by this much game. I think if this is Tua, Bridgewater probably like right there. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a better game manager than Tua. It's an experience thing, but
right. But I think what you said about being able to escape pressure, escape the pocket or whatever. I don't think you said it that way, but yeah. I think I know where you're going with that. Is that Tua has some escapability, whereas Teddy, you see it every now and then, but that's not something you're going to count on Teddy Bridgewater to do if things break down and you got to scramble and make a play down the field. Like, yeah, I don't think that's Teddy Bridgewater. And with Tyreek Hill, going back to his Kansas City days, that's kind of how he was playing. You know what I mean? Mahomes would scramble, he, buy time, and then he'd hit Tyreek. Teddy's not doing that.
Yeah. Speaking of Mahomes, I'm going to go ahead and shift.
Yep.
Mahomes,
that's a bad boy, bro. That's a bad boy, man.
He didn't look, man. I know we like to do this MVP thing weekly. I think we gotta put Lamar down at 3, bro. Patrick Mahomes coming.
Well, Lamar is not number 1 right now as we speak. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
He's not number 1 right now.
I don't know. That one game, I know. I hate that we got to be the prisoner of the moment and all that.
That's okay. Hey.
Patrick Mahomes looking like MVP form right now.
Nah. I mean, but look who he did it against. I mean, that's a damn good defense in Tampa Bay.
Yeah. That boy looking like MVP mode right now. He looking like, oh, y'all forgot about me, huh?
Yeah. My man said, I'm going to scramble, and then I'm going to just go right to the line of scrimmage and just toss that thing up right to the end zone. I'm like, man, that dude is a bad boy, bro.
The defense not looking great, but they're not looking bad either.
Yeah. Nah. That was the Buccaneers playing catch up.
Yeah.
The defense I thought had a good performance Sunday night.
Yeah.
But what's wrong with Tampa? I think it's the offensive line.
I've seen this. I saw it fast. It's Tom Brady has Father Time finally caught up with Tom Brady. I saw that shit so fast. I saw
falling off the cliff.
I saw that shit so fast. I won't go as far as to say that after one game. But I hate to bring back the messiness. But to sit here and act like I'm just talking about from a mental standpoint. That affects any man. Whatever's going on. That affects any man or any human. Not fuck man. I'm sure she's going through her way too, but she ain't playing football. That affect that I'm gonna all I'll say is just look out. I won't ever. No, I'm lying. If this is a trend, this has to come not necessarily in the scheme of what happened. I don't care about that. But we definitely gonna have this brother going through something. That dude going through something, and it may or may not, but may affect that dude gameplay.
Hey, I'm not gonna shoot Tom that bail. I'm gonna just go ahead and just.
Oh no, it's not bail. It's not bail. It's saying that
it's a reality. I get it.
That might be something that has to be mentioned if we're talking about his gameplay on the field, because while you on the field, you thinking about not necessarily thinking about it, but just bringing that baggage
Mm-hmm.
into your work. And we know Tom Brady is the dude.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've seen it in the past.
Yeah. I'll add this too, though. And I'm not bringing up the personal stuff. But he did retire, and then a few months later said, hey, you know what, I want to come back. And then there was a little period in the off-season OTAs training camp where he took 11 days off.
Yeah.
And everybody was trying to figure out, what's going on, what happened, and
I would imagine that was him trying to compromise, because let's be clear, she might. It's a lot to be a football player.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time away from home and away from family being a football player, and I would imagine that some wives don't want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. After being promised, or in this case, you retired. Yeah. So there was hope that, okay, you with the kids now, you with the family, we're gonna spend time together, you're around your kids more and stuff, and then that flipped quick. You know what I mean?
And he ain't been playing football for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
He been playing football for 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You know,
so that's 20 years. Like, that's 20 years. And I guess they weren't together for 20 years, but
yeah.
But it's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while where, in some respects, the job came before the marriage.
And I'm not gonna put it past Tom either, man. And I hate to bring up Brett Favre's name again, because he's still out there, doing his dirt and stuff. He should be locked up. But when Brett Favre was doing his, I'm retired, I'm not retired, I want to go play for somebody else, I always said back then that this dude was scared of life after football. Tom might be scared of life after football. Yeah. And that's difficult for me to say, because we talk about TB12, we talk about his personal trainer, we talk about the business.
And he had a job.
Right. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn, that's difficult for me to say that, given we know about these things that he's put in place. Brett Favre we never knew what Brett Favre's like. There was no BF4. There was none of that stuff with Brett Favre.
But he had a lot of Wrangler commercials. He was getting
that's true.
He was getting a lot of endorsement money, so he was fine. He was fine. And let's be clear, it's not like these dudes retire and run out of money. So you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you're doing what you're supposed to do. Brett Favre was fine. Brett Favre wasn't broke when he retired. Even if he didn't have the Wranglers and whatever the hell else he was doing, he was far from broke. And in Tom Brady's case, like we said, he had a job, and let's say he didn't want that job, he could have went to any of these other media networks and demanded the price he wanted, and somebody probably would have bitten to have Tom Brady calling games, or at their pregame or postgame show.
Yeah, let's not forget he has the Fox gig already. Once he's done,
right? That's what I'm referring to.
Okay.
So
okay.
I just didn't remember who he had to get with.
Yep.
But what was that? $450 million?
Something crazy like that. If not 400, like 300. Yeah.
So my point is that life after football is only the mental, I like playing football, that type of shit, but it's not like he needed money. It's not like he was about to run out of money.
Mm-hmm.
He had more money coming in.
Yeah. But you mentioned the mental part too, but also what about all the hits you take? And Tom Brady, I would imagine, it doesn't feel like Tom Brady's taking a lot of hits, because his offensive lines throughout the years have been so good, but the man's played 23 years.
Yeah, but you don't keep playing football because you're worried about if you stop playing football, them concussions are gonna catch up with you. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
I don't. That doesn't sound like the thoughts of anybody. I mean, sure.
Depression. All that stuff. You know what I mean? From a mental standpoint.
Sure. I mean,
not
I don't
from
know
a
how
physical.
The brain works. I don't know that. Depression, how?
missing the game, missing the camaraderie between your players, between your teammates, that kind of a thing.
I'm sure that
routine, missing a routine. You know what I mean?
Nah, I mean I hear you. And sure that could be a thing, but I don't think that's a real thing. I don't think that's a thing that Tom Brady would have on retirement. I don't think because I don't think he has super camaraderie with a whole bunch of teammates. I don't think that. I don't know, but I don't think that. I think that him having to he's going right into a job situation. So no, it's not the locker room.
Yeah.
And no, it's not being on the field, but he's going directly in with the Fox crew, Strahan, who he got a relationship out with, some type of a relationship. I know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like all them dudes look at him like the GOAT he is. So it's not like he's gonna walk into a situation and not click.
Yep.
At least in the initial link up, they gonna be, he'll be fine. I don't think those are the things he's worried about. I think genuinely he just wants to play football until he don't want to play football no more, and that's cool. But at what cost? I guess.
What made him change his mind though? Like what made him be like, yo, I'm not ready to, like, I gave it up, but I'm not ready to give it up yet. Like what made him change his mind? I
think going to work. But I guess he would have still been going to work. But it's not a whole bunch of this is what I think. And I remember having this conversation when he went back.
Yep.
He's however old his kids are, he hasn't had to do a whole bunch of diaper changes and drop offs to school, that parent shit. He hasn't had to do a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? You figure he's normally playing into February.
Yep.
I would assume he gets some little rest time. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he come home. I don't know, but I'm speculating. It's not like he come home and she be like, all right, Slim, kid time, do this. He ain't becoming a stay-at-home dad.
Right.
But I would imagine he don't want to be a stay-at-home dad. The nigga been a rock star since 2000.
Possible. That's possible
since 2000.
Too. Yeah. Somebody joked on Twitter today and said that all this just to prove Adam Schefter wrong. Because if you remember how Adam Schefter kind of botched the retirement announcement thing, and everybody was like, yo, watch this dude just come back just to kind of, prove everybody wrong, or just to prove Adam Schefter wrong. And I thought about it, and I'm like, there ain't no way you gonna try to prove somebody wrong just to risk, your family, you know what I mean?
And then that's the assumption that he got an issue with Adam Schefter. Is there something I'm missing?
Yeah, I don't think he got an issue with Adam Schefter.
Yeah, but I say, is there something I'm missing?
Yeah, like, but even if there was, like, I don't think you're choosing that over not spending time with your family like you had, set aside for in the beginning. Like that don't seem like Tom Brady would do that.
That don't make sense to me. Yeah, that don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me.
So, want to say what up to Mocha Bella in the YouTube live chat. Appreciate you.
It's your fault, Mocha Bella. You gotta take some blame too, shorty.
Yeah.
You ain't want Teddy Bridgewater to come in. You wanted Tua to come back out.
Let's transition to the AFC North, man. And 2/3 of the division did not have a great Sunday, as it kind of felt like it did 2 weeks ago. So start with the Ravens and their loss against Buffalo. Another game given away to a worthy opponent. That's kind of how I'm labeling this game. Did I like some things about it in the first half? Yeah. J.K. Dobbins is back. We scored twice. He's getting a little bit, back under his feet. The run game appears to be not all the way back, but I see improvements with the run game. But that game turned right before the half ended. Right before the first half ended, that game turned. We had a chance to go up by like 30, bruh. And it was 20-3, so I'm kind of exaggerating, but we could have gone up like 34-3, because we got the ball to start the second half, and we had possession with like 4 minutes left in the first half, and we couldn't convert the third down there, and so we gave the ball back to Buffalo to close the half. They get the touchdown, and they cut it 20-10, and then we come out right out the gate, second half, and we get a delay of penalty. So it's 1st and 15, and we go 3 and out. And then from that point on, Buffalo just kept moving the ball on us. Like, I think they had 3 or 4 drives in the second half where they just moved the ball on us. Like, Patrick Queen, again, dropped another easy interception. You had guys just, flying by Bills, like not even tackling these guys, whiffing on tackles and stuff. And it's a team loss. It's offense because we didn't score in the second half. So we got to put blame on the offense. Defense couldn't stop them when, we needed to them. And the coaching, again, the adjustments. In all 3 phases, bruh, this was a total team loss again. There's been talk about the decision to go for it on 4th down. So we had that 9-minute drive in the 4th quarter. It was tied 20-20, and I'm like, I bet, we're going to get this touchdown. We're going to go up, and then, all we got to do is just, stop them on a 4th down or whatever. And I was cool. I was cool with the decision to go for it. It was 4th and goal from the 2. I liked the decision to go for the touchdown. If you go back to the Miami game, we only got the field goal out of it. And then how did that work out? Miami scored a touchdown. They go up 42-38. In this situation, I wanted the touchdown. I wanted to go up by 7.
I mean, I get what you're saying from because that puts a little bit more pressure on Buffalo coming back.
Yeah.
But, nah, I take the points, bruh.
In that spot?
In that spot, I take the points. Because one way or the other, you still have to stop the defense. Stop Buffalo.
Sure.
One way or the other, you're going to have to get into a situation where you're going to have to stop them. So, just get the point. Yeah, bro, I disagree with you on that one. I guess I respect the idea because of from an aggressive standpoint, I respect it.
Yeah.
But essentially, you wasted 9 minutes though.
Yes, and that was a killer. That was a killer.
You wasted 9 minutes,
and he threw it. And he threw an interception. So they got the ball at the 20, whereas if it was incomplete, they would have got it at the 2, and we would have had them backed up in the end zone.
Yeah, bro. I gotta disagree with you on that. I take the points, and it's not like you in any fear of missing the field goal. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I take the points on that.
Yeah, I think he just didn't trust the defense. I think he didn't trust the defense because
but whether you score or not, whether you score the touchdown or not, you still don't trust the defense.
Well, if I get 7, then at least I know if the defense don't come through for me, it's a tie game.
Or I get what you, but I hear you.
Because again, go back to Miami a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, sure. I do understand your logic, but at the same time, you left with no points. See, that's the thing. Like, I get you not trusting the defense, but your offense did their job.
Well, now, up until that point.
No, I'm saying when they kicked the field goal, but they got you in scoring range. You don't score touchdowns every time. Sometimes it's a field goal. The offense did their job.
You're talking about the Miami game now.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
You did your job. You got into the position to score points.
Yeah. Miami was on a roll though, bruh. Like
I get it. I get it.
That's the thing. Like, and even watching that game live, I wanted the touchdown, and when they kicked the field goal, I was like, oh boy, we about to lose the game.
But what if you don't score the touchdown in the Miami? What if you don't score the touchdown in the Miami game?
If we don't go up like 30.
So no. So what if you go like I get that they scored anyway, so it don't matter.
Yeah.
But imagine the momentum if you go on that drive in Miami and score no points.
Mm-hmm. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
And that would be different too because we were at the 30 in that situation, whereas we were already in the red zone at the 2 against Buffalo. So I kind of get that.
Well, the point is that the idea of any drive in the fourth quarter is to score points.
Yeah.
So if you can't score points, so like obviously your initial thing is touchdown, obviously.
Yeah. I want
right
touchdown.
Here but right here at the 2, that means three downs you didn't get in.
Yeah, but
and you wasted 9 minutes.
Yeah, that defense showed no signs of making a stop. Like they got him off the field once from toward the end of the first half all the way up to that point. They got him off the field one time.
Yeah.
And Buffalo was rolling at that point, man.
So, to advance the conversation, these are 2 killer losses for Baltimore early in the season.
Yeah, it's to the opponents. Like for me, it's the opponents. It's the team that people think is going to the Super Bowl, and it's a team that had a nice 3-0 start before the thing happened with Tua.
These are the quote unquote powers of the AFC. They're losing to right now.
That's and again, these are giveaways. Like we gave games away. You know what I mean? We could be 4-0. We could be talked about with the Eagles right now.
Right.
As the 2 best teams.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So that's a killer, man. And we have to, and I don't know what's gonna happen next Sunday night against Cincinnati, but we have to beat the Bengals Sunday night. And I gotta call this one player out, bruh. Ronnie Stanley, you gotta get your ass on the field, bruh. I don't know what the hell is going on. The doctors keep saying that he's ready, he's good to go, he's ready. Like they've been saying it for like 3-4 weeks now.
Man.
And it's time to get your ass on the field, bruh.
Man,
I don't know what it is, man.
So you are, after we just got finished having the Tua conversation, are now saying that Stanley needed to get his ass on the field, even though he's clearly not ready. He's not.
Wait, we're not comparing him to Tua, are we?
We're not comparing. We're not in the same. We're not talking about Ron Stanley having a death injury, but we are talking about injuries. If the dude is not 100%, then why should he go on the field?
The dude hadn't played football for almost a year and a half.
If the dude not ready to go on the field after a year and a half, why are we forcing him to go on the field?
But they keep saying he's ready. They've said every week this season so far that the dude is ready. It's up to Ronnie Stanley.
So then Ronnie Stanley, who would know his body better than anybody, is saying he's not ready.
Yeah. Look, man.
I'm just saying
he ain't been playing but it's one thing if he got hurt week 1 and it's an injury that takes 2-3 weeks to heal from, or even a week to heal from, and the doctor said okay, he's good to go, but maybe he needs an extra week or 2. That's one thing. But you ain't played in about a year, about 18 months you haven't played, bruh. He got hurt the previous year before that.
I'm aware.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's something mental.
Okay.
That's something mental. I don't think that's anything physical. I think that's something mental.
You don't think he hurt? So you don't think he really hurt?
I don't think he's hurt. I think it's just something that's mental right now.
Interesting.
And given that he's one of our guys that we paid big money to, we could use Ronnie Stanley right now. Like, I mean, we got backup left tackles, trying to protect Lamar, and not that that's been like a glaring weakness through these 4 games,
right? Because it certainly hasn't been.
It's not glaring, but I mean, if you go back to that Jet game. They pushed us around a little bit on that left side. They got that left side. They pushed us on that left side a little bit. And when you start going against these teams, we're gonna be playing better teams moving forward.
And you play too.
We need Ronnie Stanley, bro. We need that guy. And quite frankly, and not that I'm calling this guy out either, because his injury's different. I can't wait to get Gus Edwards back too, because he's integral in the running game. Also, we just lost Justice Hill again to a hamstring, so he's gonna be out 2 weeks. So we're gonna have to activate Kenyon Drake again. So it's J.K. Dobbins, it's Kenyon Drake, and really Mike Davis don't do really much in the run game. Like, the dude just go right up the middle. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they're gonna do with him, whether they're gonna just make him inactive or what. But I just like to see some of those guys come back. But particularly Ronnie Stanley, when they're saying you're ready to go, he's ready. It's just up to him. Man, this was the game, and I talked about it with Buffalo and Miami. Like, hey, this is the game. These are the games. These are the teams that people said, hey, this team can make it to the Super Bowl, and this is a team that if you want to get to the Super Bowl, that you might got to go through to get there. So
yeah, I hear you. I'll just say this. Some people wish that Tua would have been a little more selective about going to play in a situation where he maybe shouldn't have played.
No doubt.
So
No doubt.
that's a interesting take on coming from you after we just talked about Tua. Not because the injury is as severe, but you would think that if you got an opportunity to make sure that you are 100% ready to go, that you would make sure you are 100% ready to go.
Well.
And let's be clear.
Yep.
Even if it's a mental thing, like you're suggesting that it might be.
Yep.
Hey, you mess around and not be on your mental game and mess around and get injured. That can also.
It's true. It's possible.
This is a mental game as well. Let's let me pretend like it's just a straight up physical game.
Yeah.
And it's just brute and brawn. No, it takes some thinking too. This is a mental game as well.
Yeah,
so if you're
absolutely.
if you're not in a place to do it, and your team is allowing you to have that freedom to get right, I say take it in. If I'm Ron Stanley, I say at least take it until the team is like, hey, bro.
And he's practicing. I don't want to leave that out.
Sure.
He is practicing.
If the team is saying, hey, man, get right, I'm getting right until I'm right, or until they say, hey, bro, you need to get your ass and you need to put your clock in.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to tell him now. Like, hey, clock in, bro. We got a big one coming up next week. we just got through a big one. Now we got a more bigger one coming up this week. So that when you said all that, it made me think about Ben Simmons, and Simmons played a preseason game last night. Not that I care about preseason basketball, but
he's playing basketball.
But he's playing. He's playing. So, and he talked about the mental side of why he hadn't been able to play last year and all that. So that his name just kind of came to mind. Yeah. But Pittsburgh
is trash. No. Honestly, we are trash. But look, man. As much as I would look, the Mitch Trubisky benching,
Here's my question.
Okay.
Because last week you said you was gonna ride with your coach, and I respect that. And he said some things in the press that he said, look, we're riding with Trubisky. There's things that they're getting better at, which I think you kind of alluded to last week.
And I agree.
And, the offense looked a little better, was coming along. Why do you think he made the change?
He took a step back against the Jets. It was literally that game that got him benched. It was that game that got him benched. He took he didn't play. That's the thing. From game one, he was however he was.
Yep.
Game 2, he got better. Game 3, he got better. Game 4, he didn't take a step up in the first. He didn't take a step up, especially considering that we were in the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
bruh, just score a touch. Just get us into the end zone once. Just get us into the end zone once.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he had thrown picks. So, you know, it's like
he had one interception though, right?
One interception. I'm sorry. Yes, he had one. So, so it's like now it's happening at home against the Jets, knowing the schedule that we about to have over the next 4 games. Nobody's gonna tell me that it didn't cross his mind.
Yep.
Like I said to you last week, this is a must-win. This was a must-win game.
And you would think that the coach and the team relayed that same thing. Like, hey, y'all, we got to beat the Jets because
we have to beat the Jets.
Miami and Philly and Tampa and Buffalo's coming up.
We have to beat the Jets. We have to beat the Jets. We have to beat the Jets.
Yeah.
Like 2-6 is bad. 1-7 is something totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. That late in the game, I know people saying it's just one game, it's just one game. No, it's about the mindset of having one win at the bye.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be clear. After the 4 games, we're going on a bye.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That so we talking about week 10?
Mm-hmm. Week 9, yeah. Week 9, week 10, yeah, where you got one win. Yeah.
Yes, that's I don't know why my head is itching so much. That's a terrible hurdle to be. I mean, obstacle to have to climb.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, and quite frankly, Kenny Pickett came and gave us the spark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look,
I saw some things, and I was flipping back and forth between my game and your game. But it seemed like every time I flipped to your game, the Jets had the ball, and I didn't watch a lot of the. I saw the one throw to Pickens. I saw the 2 touchdowns from the goal line that he scored. So that was I guess cool for you guys, and it kind of brought a different energy to the stadium, to the team.
We got into the end zone where we were not being able to get in the end zone.
Right. Right. It changed the energy of the game. Y'all were up, what, 20-10? Was 20, that the...
Yeah, 20-10. 20-10, yeah.
20-10, yeah. So y'all were up, and, Zach Wilson, and I didn't think the Jets... really controlled the game, in that first half.
It was a toss-up. I can sum
They
the
had
game.
the one drive, right?
Don't worry. I can sum the game up for you. Third downs, third down conversions on the Jets end.
Right.
Corey Davis, Elijah Moore, and Zach Wilson, but specifically Corey Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Our cornerbacks are culpable. Our cornerbacks are culpable in that game. He was killing us.
But wasn't that mostly like second half stuff? That was mostly second half.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So I was just talking about the first half. First
half it was anybody's game. It was why he got benched.
Right.
Why he got benched because Jets are doing nothing to pull ahead.
Yeah.
We should be, if our offense was doing if our offense did in the second half, if it would have did that in the first half, if we would have done that in the first half, we might be talking about a game that we were kind of trying to pull away from in the second half,
right?
As opposed to us playing the whole catch up game, and then obviously we got ahead, and then Zach Wilson and Corey Davis did what they did.
Yeah.
But with that being said, obviously turnovers. Let's be very clear. And I don't think
which was on the receivers, if I saw right.
Well, the last pick, even though Freiermuth could have caught it, he shouldn't have threw it to begin with. So there's that. That one is on Kenny Pickett, and I don't care if Freiermuth could have caught it or not. He shouldn't have threw it. So the other two were off of people's hands. Cool. This on offense, if I'm the place blame, like I said, on defense, third down conversions, they was getting killed third downs. Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Especially with the likes of a Zach Wilson. But it's like I told you, I didn't want to see Zach Wilson. I wanted to see Joe Flacco statue. Don't want to move. I didn't want to see Zach Wilson.
I ain't gonna front, bruh. I mean and then this was early in the game. I saw them try to do the flea flicker, and Zach Wilson couldn't even handle the flea flicker part of it. That almost turned into a disaster for them. The Jets made a lot of boneheaded mistakes.
And that's cool, but from somebody who watched it from front to back,
yeah,
you could throw all that shit in the trash.
Sure, of course.
Zach Wilson, we didn't want to see Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson showed us why. I said last week, I didn't want to see Zach Wilson in a game that we had to have.
Yeah, I just thought that a 20-10 lead was too insurmountable for the Jets.
It's not. It wasn't. It wasn't, and it was because Zach Wilson is more mobile. It was because Corey Davis, who hasn't been good since he's been in New York, all of a sudden turned up on us. Mm-hmm. Elijah Moore turned up on us, and it was because it was Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson played ball.
That's wild.
He wasn't astronomical. It was just the plays when they needed to.
He had the moment, yeah.
When the plays had to be made on third down, it was like. It was assorted. Some of them were long, some of them were short. But the idea is we couldn't stop them on third down.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Turnovers in the third downs, and yeah.
So with that being said, we obviously are in a hill of trouble. going to Buffalo, and.
Did you see the spread on that game? I know you don't care about spreads and stuff, but
I saw it was crazy, like 14 points or something like that. Yeah.
14.
That's reasonable. Bro, that's reasonable. What are you talking about? Have you seen that offense?
Yeah, no, Pickett starting, right?
Have you seen it? Come on, bro. Like he had 2 running touchdowns against the Jets. Yeah,
right.
No, bro.
No, I get that. I understand. And he came in the middle of the game. You know what I mean?
Kenny Pickett is not going to come in his first start. Let me say this. It is not realistic to think that Kenny Pickett is going to come in and not have a tough game against the Buffalo Bills.
Sure.
Even if the defense isn't I know they got some injuries going on. Even if that's the case, he still got to keep up with the Buffalo offense, knowing what we are doing on defense.
Yeah.
Who's going to deal with Stephon Diggs?
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you in all that. I'm just for me, I'm just focused on the spread. Like if it was 9, I'd be like, okay.
No,
if it was 9, I'd be like, okay. But 14, like I would take the plus 14. Like, and I don't bet like that. Like, I don't do the spreads and all that stuff. But I would take the plus 14 all day long.
If I was a betting man, I would definitely take that.
The plus 14, right?
No, their Buffalo is scoring.
Do you know how the spreads work?
Okay, in case I don't, tell me.
Okay, because it sound like you don't, but they're basically, when they say Buffalo's a 14-point favorite, that means if you bet Buffalo the minus 14, that Buffalo is going to win the game. Not only win the game, but they're going to win the game by 2 or more scores. So by 14 points or more.
So yes, I do. So yes, I do know what the spread means. Yes.
Okay.
That's a reasonable spread. Buffalo is very likely to beat us by 2 scores.
Okay. No, and they said it the way they said it, right? Yeah. And we could debate whether it's too much or too little. I'm just telling you, knowing the history of Mike Tomlin teams, I would take the plus 14 in a heartbeat. Like that's an easy one for me. Knowing Tomlin coached teams, and it pains me to say that, but the history of teams coached by him, and he might not win the game, and I don't think y'all gonna beat Buffalo, but I would take the plus 14. Y'all probably lose by 10. I would say y'all lose by 10.
Yeah, nah. So in that terms, I'm taking the minus 14. Is that what you're trying to say?
You're taking the minus 14.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. If I was a bet man, I would. And if I wasn't a fan of Pittsburgh, I would take that. But because I'm a fan of Pittsburgh,
Of course.
But because I'm a fan of the Steelers, I'm looking forward to Kenny Pickett and Najee Harris and Deontay Johnson pulling the upset.
All right.
Alex Highsmith, who is the leading sack leader right now. Cam Sutton is going to have to play the game of his season.
And he's hurt, right?
Cam Sutton's off the Marletta's hurt.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I thought I saw Sutton on the injury report.
I didn't see that. If that's the case, I didn't see that today.
Oh, okay. But they didn't rule him out. They're just saying that he has some kind of injury.
I didn't see it. I didn't see that nowhere in the timeline today.
Oh, okay. And they mentioned something about Minka having something, a knee or something.
Okay, maybe I'll admit that I haven't been on Twitter much today.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm not saying that those guys aren't playing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
they're just on the report. As far as injuries
I was trying to get that information, and it wasn't working for me today. I've been a little busy at the 9 to 5. So, yeah, but we're in trouble, and that's okay. We expected to be a little bit trouble. You know what I'm saying?
The best W y'all can get out of the next 4 weeks is Miami.
Yeah, you mean the best chance we have at winning a game is against Miami?
Yes.
Okay.
Given the Tua situation,
Buffalo, Miami, Tampa, and what's the fourth team I'm missing?
Philadelphia. Buffalo. Yeah, I think it's that order: Buffalo, Tampa, Miami, and Philly. Yeah, that's the order.
Okay.
I think the most likely win out of those 4 is Miami.
Well, I need 4-0 right now. That's what I need. That's what I need.
Yeah,
that's what I need.
Yeah, I saw somebody out of your crazy fan base today saying 38-35 Steelers over Buffalo.
That's what I need. That's what I need. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I'm just telling you that's what I need.
Hey, I'm with you, bro. I need a win against Cincinnati Sunday night. That don't mean
but you're more likely. But you're way more likely to get a win than Cincinnati. It's not like Cincinnati ain't playing great ball.
They're not playing great ball. But our defense is not playing great ball either. In the moments that they need to clamp down, they haven't been doing that, except for against the Patriots the week before. Yeah. And Cincinnati got weapons, bro.
Yeah, bro, still Burrow.
Cincinnati got weapons, bro. So it's going to be a tough one, but they have to get this one, and the team knows they got to get that one because that would be 3 straight home losses against teams that are contenders for the playoffs.
So getting back to, since you brought it back to Baltimore, what happened with Marcus Peters and John Harbaugh?
I'm glad you brought that up, man. So on the last Buffalo drive, where Buffalo had the ball and they kicked the field goal to win. So
no, I mean I know what happened in the sequence of the game. Well, I'm asking you what do you think was going on? Was anything?
I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
I'm about to tell you because I'm telling you what I'm thinking at the moment this is happening.
Got you.
That they should just let them score so that Lamar can get the ball back with about 1:50, 40 left, right? So they snapped the ball, and it looked like they was going to let Singletary go in for the touchdown, and Owe comes from the right side over to try to strip the ball from Singletary, and he ended up not getting the full strip.
Right.
And he tackles him at the 1. Right. And you saw Calais, throw his arms up. You saw a few other players on defense throw their arms up like, damn, like, we trying to let these niggas score so that we can get Lamar the ball back. Mm-hmm. I think Marcus Peters was upset because I think Harbaugh told them dudes, let him score. And I think Marcus Peters is programmed as a defender to not let nobody score. That's what I think. Okay. Or I've heard it other ways. I've heard that they're upset because they should have let him score, and somebody else on the team didn't let him score. And if that's the case, then Marcus Peters should have been yelling at Oweh for that, because Oweh was the one that tackled him at the 1.
Right.
But I think he was upset because Harbaugh told him to let him score, and Peters is just not programmed that way. And quite frankly, I don't believe a lot of defenders are programmed that way. But it's a different NFL. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's a different NFL. And you got to win the game somehow, right? You got to find a way to win it, because blocking a field goal, while it happens, the percentages are low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Hey, they'll figure that stuff out, man. They'll figure it out.
So, no, I won't beat that dead horse again. I was trying to twist the knife on you. I ain't gonna twist the knife on you.
I was gonna say, because I could twist the knife right back on you too, bro.
Well, see, here's the thing. see, here's the thing though. Your twisting the knife on me is a different. It don't necessarily hurt as much, man. Because as much as I want my team to make the playoffs, I know that my
expectations,
team,
yes,
right.
The expectations aren't the same.
I
get that.
Yeah, it don't hurt.
I get that. Yeah. Yeah, man. As Bill Belichick once said, man, I'm on to Cincinnati. So,
yeah.
But hey, man, we talking about the division. Cleveland had a loss against the Falcons in Atlanta on Sunday. I think it was a 23-20 ball game. I knew from the moment that they declared Jadeveon Clowney out, Myles Garrett, and I hope he's well. And we didn't mention that he had the car accident last week.
For sure. Get well.
And I hope he's well. But when you don't have those guys in the front seven, and I think they were missing somebody else in the front seven, I knew in the back of my mind, okay, Atlanta can win this football game. This was before the game started.
Yeah.
That Atlanta could win this football game. And from what I saw, it was that back and forth kind of a game. I mean, it was a little low scoring, but Atlanta was moving the ball on them. Cleveland was moving the ball on them. They just didn't score much, and Atlanta got the last laugh.
They didn't score much. Didn't they score 30?
What, the Falcons?
What was the final score? I thought is that the game I thought they scored was like 30-27?
I thought that score was 23-20.
Okay, maybe I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I thought it was 23-20, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, about to say
23-20. Yep.
Okay. Okay, whatever.
23-20. I think I know what game you're thinking about. And we'll probably get to it a little later. But
do we have to?
Well, if I figure out who the opponents are, I'll determine whether it's worth talking about or not. Because I recall that kind of a score on the tracker on the bottom of the TV. I recall that score. I just don't remember who the opponents were.
It was. Right.
But bad loss for the Browns over the Falcons.
Yeah, sure, but yes, it's a bad loss. But again, I don't see the Browns going anywhere, so I don't really hold a whole bunch of. I don't hold nothing. I don't see the Browns as a playoff team, so it's hard for me to kind of put stock in it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, bad loss, but who cares?
Bad loss. They're not the Falcons. The Falcons are not on the level of the Cleveland Browns. We didn't expect them to be on the level of the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, but you're right. But again, I don't. Cleveland Brown is a 15 or 20 type of team in my book, as far as rankings. In my book, I'm saying in my book.
Oh, in your book. Okay.
They're like a 15 to 20 team, and I guess the Falcons are 20 to 25. I guess.
Some people thought they could be the worst team in the league.
The Falcons.
Yeah,
I can see people who thought that, but I'm just saying based on so far what I've seen.
Mm-hmm. They're playing decent ball. They're playing decent ball.
They're definitely not the bottom 25 to 30.
No.
They're definitely not that.
That I agree with, but they're playing some decent ball.
Yeah. So with that being said, it's like I just the only reason I feel the need to talk about them is because they're in the division. Outside of that, this team is not like a team I'm concerned about. Deshaun Watson's not there.
Yeah.
So I don't put too much stock into that team. For the Commander I'll talk about this game because sometimes in my travels, people who know I do a podcast and I'm from this area be like, man, you don't never talk about the Cowboys, you don't never talk about the Commanders, because obviously those are the two teams in this area heavy in this team.
Yeah.
So obviously they played. Look, y'all, the Commanders are trash.
Can I talk about and props to the Cowboys. They get another win with Cooper Rush. They're 3-1. Yeah. He's holding down the fort until Dak comes back. That defense is playing some ball.
Top 3.
Yeah, I'd say top 2.
Yeah.
I'd say it's them in San Francisco right now.
Okay.
As top 2.
I haven't watched a lot of San Francisco, so.
Can we talk about the jerseys? And I've been thinking about this because I saw when the Commanders came out with the rendering for the black jerseys with the gold lettering and the helmets were black too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw all that stuff, and when they announced that they were gonna wear these things against Dallas, it kind of got me to thinking, man. Like, there's just some teams in the league that should not have black in their repertoire.
I disagree. I like those jerseys. I like those uniforms.
You do?
I do like those uniforms. I do like those uniforms.
Oh my God, bro!
I do like them. I
just again, like the Jets. The Jets should not be wearing black. I don't know if you know what I mean. Like,
I mean, I don't have a super. I don't look at that. I don't look at that and say that's ugly. The Jets. I mean, I like the Commanders. And then with the little DC patch on us, I like the Commanders uniforms. I do like the black ones. I ain't gonna hold you. I like them joints.
Yeah, I
like them joints.
Yeah, they shouldn't wear. For me, they shouldn't wear black. Like, there's teams we know. Okay, the Ravens have the black alternates. The Eagles have the black alternates. Pittsburgh wears black. The Raiders wear black. I honestly think the Cardinals shouldn't be wearing black as like their like alternate uniform. You know what I mean?
You're a tough critic, man. I definitely like the Commanders ones.
You do like that one. Is it because it looked like Pittsburgh?
No, I just like it. I mean, it's just I do like it.
All right.
I do like it. I do like it.
Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, but shout out to the Cowboys who so y'all don't have to talk to me about it anymore. Shout out to the Cowboys. I know this is important for y'all in the city. Cowboys, I'm sure Cowboy fans, I'm sure y'all know that this is the superior team. I don't need to say that to y'all right now. Trayvon Diggs has shut down McLaurin for 3 straight games and them seeing each other. That is noteworthy.
Now that I didn't know. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been shut down by Trayvon Diggs 3 straight games.
Yeah,
and it's been this was more the same. Positive though, I hear that Brian Robinson may play as soon as this week. Brian Robinson was the running back for the Commanders that was supposed
got shot, right?
Yeah, got shot. And was supposed to have been starting week 1 anyway.
Right.
There is news going around that he may be starting as soon as this week. So shout out to Brian Robinson.
Okay.
Shout out to Brian Robinson.
That's
for
what's
sure.
Up. That's what's up. Yeah, man. I'm glad he's well too, man.
For sure.
That's wild. That was a wild story.
But Commanders fans, let me pile on. Y'all are stuck with a $62 million quarterback who's not going to get it done for y'all, and you're not going to put Heineke in because you're going to get more of the same.
You stuck with an owner that don't give a damn about winning football games. He care about making money. I mean, they all care about making money, but damn, that team is trash, man.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're not even. You notice I just brought up the uniform. Like, I'm not even interested in even talking about how bad they played. You know.
Well, and neither am I, by the way. But just so I could. I know me and you talk about trying to appease people who come and say, hey man, y'all don't talk about this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there you go.
Right.
So for all y'all DC fans, DC sports fans who like the Commanders and the Cowboys, what you want me to say? Y'all know the Cowboys was the better team. You knew
Yep.
going in, even if you ain't want to say it, if you ain't want to admit it to a Cowboys fan, you knew the Cowboys was the better team this year.
Yeah. Cowboys was gonna get in that ass.
And I don't even got the
Sunday.
Cowboys going to the playoffs. I got them missing it, I believe.
I got them missing it too, but
I might have to eat crow on that too, because the defense
yeah,
is playing.
Yeah.
The defense is playing.
yeah. And they got a winnable one coming up against the Rams, and the Rams did not look good at all last night against San Francisco, bruh.
Yeah.
So Cowboys, look that NFC East, bruh. I mean, this night's start for the Cowboys, along with the Giants being 3-1 and Philadelphia undefeated, man, it's got people talking about the NFC East again.
Yeah.
As this the NFC beast now, all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, Saquon Barkley should be mentioned. That boy balling.
Yeah.
That boy balling.
Yeah.
That boy balling.
I knew they were gonna beat Chicago. I didn't have no no concern there.
Yeah.
But they got a tough one against Green Bay, and they got to go overseas to play that one.
Yeah.
So, so they got a tough one there.
Are you bold enough to pick them to beat Green Bay?
The Giants?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No. They're not. So, do you know about the quarterback situation?
I know that Daniel Jones got hurt. I know that the
Tyrod.
I'm sorry. This is going to sound bad, and I know I'm probably going to get killed for this.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. This is what it's all about.
It's a little group of mid-black quarterbacks that I support, but they all kind of like fit in the same box of like they're good quarterbacks, but they're backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Brissett, Tyrod,
Teddy
Bridgewater, like it's a group of them that's kind of in that little. They like that little group of quarterbacks, and sometimes I get their names mixed up. So forgive me for that. That's why I didn't. But then I heard the third string quarterback for the Giants came in and got hurt as well, and then Daniel Jones had to come back. Is that how it happened?
Daniel Jones had to come back. Now I didn't know about the third string guy. I knew Tyrod got a concussion. I knew that. But I thought Daniel Jones came in after that.
I believe Davis Webb came in. Is the third string quarterback, I believe it was.
Oh, so here's the story. Here's the story. They may have to call up Davis Webb because the Giants are going overseas to play this game.
Okay.
And if one of those two guys, Tyrod or Daniel Jones, can't go, and it looks like Tyrod's going to be the one that's not going to be able to travel with the team, they're going to have a backup quarterback on the roster when they play Green Bay. So they called up Davis Webb, and I think they called up somebody else, I guess, off the practice squad to try out, to see if everything works out and all that. But it's looking like it's going to be Davis Webb and Daniel Jones as the quarterbacks going to play this game next week. So, that's where that stands. But and I guess Chief Rock kind of got his wish a little bit, except we don't know when Tyrod's coming back. But I think Tyrod will be eligible to play, given that this is just the one concussion for this season.
Okay.
But yeah.
Davis Webb, is he black?
Mm-mm.
Okay, I didn't know. I just didn't know nothing about him.
Nah, he's not.
This sounded, I don't know. I don't know why Davis Webb sounds like a black name to me.
He's not.
Okay.
But yeah, man, the NFC East, and let me say something too with Dallas too. They are serious, and I got them missing the playoffs too, but they're gonna be serious contenders for this division right now. And the Eagles are playing some great ball. But it's going to come down to those two teams. And I think they play in week 6, I think.
Week 6, yeah.
Yeah. So, the Vikings had a...
Last
go
thing,
ahead.
Last thing I'll say about Dallas and NFC. Trayvon Diggs he's not a shutdown corner yet. But I'd be lying if I did. I'd be selling him short he's taking the steps to becoming the best corner in this league. He's taking the steps.
I can rock with that.
He's definitely taking the steps.
I can rock with that.
Because people are trying him still. People are still trying him.
Yeah.
He's just not getting. He just hasn't been burnt so far yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could rock with that. Some people got him top 3 right now, and I'm just trying to figure out who the other 2 guys are. But I don't think it's Jalen Ramsey. I don't think
you got him out the top 3 already.
Jalen Ramsey? Did you see what Debo did to him last night?
I mean, yes. To answer your question, yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to take him out of top 3 though.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not putting him at like 10 or anything crazy like that.
Sure.
He's 4. He's 4, but
I don't even know who I got. I don't even got a cornerback. I don't know who my cornerback ratings are right now. That's what I'm really sitting here thinking about.
Yeah, we got to really sit down and really think about that. Like, I mean, I've heard a lot of Trayvon Diggs being top 3. I'm just trying to figure out who the other 2 guys are. And I would think that Jalen is in their top 3. I don't got him there, but I want to see who else is balling at that position right now.
Yeah.
I was going to
say Minnesota.
Yeah, I was gonna say Minnesota. Good win for Minnesota against the Saints. The Saints. I don't know what's going on with them. I know they got issues with the quarterback spot. Jameis sat out this one. Andy Dalton came in. They had a nice little comeback. I think they took a lead at one point. But that boy Justin Jefferson, man. The boys,
I mean,
boys a beast.
I ain't gonna hold you. I don't even feel the need to cover. I don't know if there's anything else that we need to cover NFL game wise.
No, that was my last game. That was
I mean,
that was my last game.
I mean, I guess it's a good win because they won, but I mean, like it's not. This
and they're 3-1. They 3-1.
I'm also saying that the Saints ain't nothing to write home about right now. So they won. And that's always a good thing to win. But it's not like that was a signature game, but by any stretch of the imagination.
Saints in trouble. Saints in trouble in your eyes. Moving forward.
I had them going to the playoffs, so yeah, they're in trouble.
Yeah, I agree, and I don't think it's the defense. I think offensively.
Jameis Winston, and I know he didn't play this game, but I mean, he been mid.
Yeah, he has been. Yeah, he has been. But I tried to tell niggas before the season started that Sean Payton factor of him not being there, that could play a part. I mean, it's still early, but
you did have faith in Jameis Winston as a quarterback.
I had faith in Jameis Winston as a quarterback. I also have faith in that defense, which is still kind of holding up their end of the bargain. But maybe it's the fact Sean Payton ain't there. I mean, the man been there, 15 years. I mean, you don't just replace that and think you're gonna, it's business as usual.
Yeah.
He had a lot of influence on that team, particularly on that offense.
Jameis Winston is another mid-season away from joining that Tyrod Taylor club. Man,
I hope he don't.
I hope he don't either. I'm just saying it. I'm just stating the facts.
Yeah. I hope he don't, bruh. You got anything else, man? Because
I definitely don't.
I don't care about preseason NBA. I really don't. It was nice to see Ben Simmons, but nah. I'm not about to sit there.
But I'll tell you, I think I'm going to try to. Don't hold me to this. I'm going to try to make a concerted effort to watch more NBA games before the season.
Oh, during the month before Christmas.
Yeah, before
before Christmas.
I'm going to try to watch more NBA basketball.
Football don't come on every day, so
I know, but I don't be caring about. I know it's bad. Like we fucking run a business talking about sports, and I just don't be interested in half this shit.
Football don't come on every day, so
yeah.
Like today, ain't no football on today, so But but I feel you though.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to the season starting in a few weeks.
Sure. I like I said, I'll make an effort.
Oh, and Jamal Murray took the court yesterday too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's going to be huge for Denver, man, because he's been missed. Just from from a not from a Nuggets fan perspective, but from an NBA fan perspective, also, because my last visions of Jamal Murray was him in the bubble dropping 50. So nice to get that guy back.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to folks out there watching us. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Appreciate the following. Don't forget, folks, we do got Instagram also, so you can follow us there at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Click subscribe on the YouTube channel. Click the like button on the Facebook page. Our Twitter handle is at Barbershop SPOR2. And if you got questions or any comments about the show, just hit us up on the email at barbershopsportstalk1@gmail.com. So, another good week, man. Always appreciate this on a Tuesday, for certain.
Yes, sir.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, folks, y'all take care. Y'all have a good week, and we'll be back next week with another dope episode. Peace, one love.
All right.
Recording stopped.